I have always despised these gatherings. Endless posturing, hollow ceremonies, and applause for the arrival of yet another fragile, spineless species. The galaxy is overflowing with them. Worlds so calm and forgiving that intelligence blooms by default. Celebrating their rise feels like applauding the sunrise, inevitable, dull, and utterly unremarkable. Yet the Republic Council insists on repeating this ritual every time. It never changes. A thin, pale, soft-skinned race steps forward to boast about how peaceful their planet is, how harmonious their culture became, and how predictably their history unfolded. Self-awareness led to farming, farming led to population growth, and eventually they unified just enough to escape their planet's gravity. They call their minor skirmishes wars, conflicts that might cost a few hundred lives at most. Natural disasters are so rare for them that learning such things exist sends them into cultural shock. My people experienced shock as well, but of a very different kind. When we first reached the stars, we were stunned to learn that intelligence could emerge anywhere except the harshest environments. We had believed suffering and pressure were prerequisites for evolution. We alone came from what the galaxy calls a death world, and for a time, we enjoyed the fear that inspired. Strength, endurance, survival, we leveraged it all into power. But biology means little when wars are fought from command bridges. The Republic fleet keeps even us in check. Now we are caricatures, mindless brutes of muscle and claw. They ignore our scholars, our artists, our engineers. Intelligence has always been our greatest weapon, yet they see only teeth. So here I sit once more, VR Axion, fourth son of Emperor VR, sent to observe another meaningless induction, pretending enthusiasm so the Republic does not suspect what we are always preparing for, war. I force myself to pay attention. My father demands summaries, and his displeasure is far worse than boredom. It is then that Delegate Dexy, seated beside me, leans over. "You may want to watch this one," she says. She represents the JTH Combine, the species that made first contact with these newcomers. I tolerate her presence because her people are among the few who understand conflict. They once fought a real war, brief but genuine, before choosing cooperation. I scoff. Another warlike species? How many dead this time? She only chirps in amusement. Just watch. The ceremony begins. Delegate Dexy announces the arrival of a new species from the galaxy's frontier and introduces their representative, Delegate Smith of Humanity United. As expected, the figure is pale and soft-skinned, yet not as frail as most. There is muscle there. Real muscle. No claws, blunt teeth with a few sharp points. Omnivorous. Smith speaks clearly, introducing humanity and explaining their naming customs. Hundreds of languages, he claims. That alone catches my interest, only my own people share such linguistic fragmentation. Then he displays their star system. Ordinary. 8 planets. Nothing remarkable, until he reveals their home world's gravity. Nearly identical to VR. I straighten. That means the strength I see is real. Their stance betrays it too, the subtle imbalance of a species accustomed to heavier gravity. I feel something unfamiliar stir, curiosity. Their planet, Earth, mirrors ours in composition, water coverage, and metal abundance. Even their atmosphere shares similarities. This is no gentle paradise. I find myself standing without realizing it, an old VR gesture of respect. Delegate Smith continues, describing Earth's environments, deserts that scorch and freeze, jungles filled with venom, frozen tundras, endless oceans. Humanity survived all of it, long before agriculture. The chamber murmurs. I smile. Then the human does something brilliant. He shifts focus, not to nature, but to themselves. Humanity's greatest predator, he explains, has always been other humans. The projector shows primitive tribes hunting through endurance rather than strength, chasing prey for hours until exhaustion claims them. Patience. Planning. Relentless persistence. I recognize it instantly, a strategy of attrition. Dangerous. Smith speaks of wars, billions dead across history. Conflicts over land, resources, pride, belief. Their technology escalated, blades to guns, armor to machines, until finally, atomic weapons. The chamber recoils. I laugh, loudly. Let the intellectual elite squirm. Humanity is not an exception. They are kin. Yet there is a difference. Humans regret their violence. They fear it. They try to suppress it rather than channel it. That makes them unstable, but also capable of growth. When the ceremony ends, Dexy grins at me. So. I like them, I reply honestly. Later, in the council hall, Delegate Smith relaxes, relieved the presentation succeeded. He mingles, until silence falls. I approach him. Up close, he is wary but composed. I introduce myself and extend a hand, an aggressive VR gesture. He hesitates, then takes it anyway. Bold. We speak as warriors, not diplomats. Soldiers both, burdened by leadership we never sought. By the end of the night, we drink, laugh, and secure a cultural exchange. Now, apparently, I am humanity's primary VR contact. Sometimes, I think, maybe the galaxy just became interesting again.